We're talking to Joel Klatt from Fox Sports. He's got Wisconsin, Michigan coming up this weekend. But I talked to Rick Neuheisel, and Neuheisel knows quarterbacking. And he said if he had the number one pick or he needed a quarterback, the one quarterback he's taking is Baker Mayfield. How did Mayfield go from, and he's been around, we've seen him, and normally when you stay too long, we devalue you. He's increased his value here. How did that happen?
Well, he got better every year, which is, that's one way to do it, right? It's like you show substantial growth. And I'm with you. And I don't know if I would take him as the first quarterback, but, boy, it would be close. And there's one thing that you're seeing in the National Football League right now, which is young quarterbacks that had success both as leaders and winners in the college game that are going in and having a lot of success in the National Football League. One is the schematics aren't necessarily changing, but then you don't have to be under center quite as much as you used to be. I mean, every team in the National Football League is in the shotgun close to 70% of the time, 75% of the time. So the transition is not quite what it was, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Mayfield also has this innate ability to make throws. And that's one thing that gets lost because everyone thinks it's a spread system, and that's why the numbers are so gaudy. But when you watch him play, he's got terrific arm talent. He drives the football down the field. He throws with great touch. He can layer the ball over the linebackers in front of the safeties. And his teammates love playing for him. And I got to tell you, I don't think that there is a more fun player to watch in college football right now than number 6 for the Oklahoma Sooners.
And what is always struck me as strange and counterintuitive is that the NFL wants the quarterback to adjust to the NFL style when the NFL borrows more from college than the other way around. That are we seeing pro teams now shift a little bit more back to college? So the transition, like Carson Wentz or Jared Goff or Deshaun Watson, it's an easier transition for these kids to be able to play in a style that they're comfortable with.
No question about it. And there's some things that you're never going to be able to copy. Namely, I think two things that will always maintain, some difference between the two games is the space that wide hash marks create in the college game is just not afforded to you in the National Football League. So you don't have the space to run the type of schematics that you do at the college level. And then two is the 53-man roster. That just doesn't allow you to play with the tempo that the college teams play with because the attrition is just too great. So those two things are always going to put some barriers on copying exactly what a college team does and taking it to the National Football League. But I will say you're exactly right. When you're looking at the concepts that are being run, when you're looking at the number of snaps in the shotgun, when you're looking at the way that they are teaching, not only teaching, but then also calling the plays on the football field, it's a lot different than it used to be. It used to be so much verbiage, and guys in the college game that hadn't been in a huddle really struggled with that. Well, now in the NFL, they're adopting a lot of those single-word concepts that tell everyone what they're doing, and I think that's a big difference. And interestingly enough, Dan, the team that really brought that to the NFL, it wasn't teams trying to find a quarterback. It was the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Patriots are the ones that started doing it, and so everyone said, oh, well, if they can do it, we can do it too. And oh, by the way, we've got some quarterbacks that are young that can execute what they're doing.
Yeah, when Belichick goes to visit Mike Leach, that tells you about Mike Leach and what they were doing at Texas Tech a long, long time ago. And then Belichick adopted that system, or at least a hybrid of that in New England.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.